So this year we decided that all the YouTube income, all the profit are going to be given to charity. The two charities we've decided to donate the monies to are Macmillan Cancer Support and the Alzheimer Society. So we're going to pay a surprise visit to Clare. Clare is a volunteer for Macmillan Cancer Support who do unbelievable work supporting and caring for people who are impacted by cancer. Clare's got an incredible story. She lost her sister through breast cancer some years ago. She's brought up her sister's son, Kieran, and Clare herself has had cancer. She had a lymphoma. So we're going to go in and meet her. She's a big Manchester United fan, so hopefully she'll recognise me and she won't call me Phil. Hello. Nice to see you, okay?
Nice to see you too.
Shocked? You wanted David Beckham, really, didn't you?
No, I didn't. No.
What compelled you to feel like you needed to volunteer for Macmillan?
My first experience of being involved with Macmillan was when my sister had a Macmillan nurse, so unfortunately she passed away. That was 20 years ago now, 21 years ago now. Kieran came to live with me then.
So your sister passed away and you brought Kieran up?
Yes, yeah. So he's my third son now and his two daughters are my granddaughters and couldn't be any more my granddaughters. You can see from the room.
So how old were you, Kieran, at the time when...
I was 10.
10 years of age, that's tough, eh?
Yeah, it was. It's weird because, like Claire said, it's 21 years ago now, so it feels like another life. But I think my friends who I've had since I was at school still know her as Auntie Claire, but then once I got past a certain point, everyone else knows her as Mum. So
Well, I am your mum.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, yeah, they know that, your friends, don't they? Yeah. So that was like my first experience with Macmillan. So then I started going on the Macmillan walks. I'm a walk leader now, so yeah.
Beyond the obvious health difficulties that cancer would bring, what are the other problems that you see occur in people who are obviously impacted by it?
I think particularly in this last 2 years, or nearly 2 years, it's isolation really, and maybe living on your own and not being able to see people and not being able to get that support. So something that Macmillan brought in, which other charities do as well, is the buddy scheme.
Yeah.
So you are matched up with somebody and phone them. And I did do that for a while last year.
But they would be shielding as well, wouldn't they, because of their vulnerability to obviously the pandemic. And I believe you had your own experiences as well with cancer.
Yeah, so 10 years ago I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and it's funny really because when I went to see one of the doctors at Stepping Hill, when it was starting to get diagnosed, the question I asked was, not is it curable, because it's not, but is it treatable, which it is. So one of the worst things was obviously telling the boys, and particularly telling Kieran. It was hard, yeah.
And so in terms of remission now, do you still go back every 3 to 6 months, or you've been released altogether?
I was on annual, so I'm not discharged.
No.
So I'm still under their umbrella, but yeah.
Well, the difficult thing about the version of cancer that you've got is that Claire still technically got it, so you're living with that and you're sort of staying positive. And she's not mentioned it, but Claire's husband actually passed away as well. And because of what had happened after he passed away, she didn't have to go back to work. So she kind of found herself, obviously a lot of her time was looking after me, and the rest, she does a lot of volunteering. And I think that's one thing I always say I admire loads, because she didn't have to do that volunteering. She could have just, relaxed and thought, I've been dealt quite a bad hand in life. I'm just going to do what's best for me, so...
Yeah, I could have gone skiing, spending my kids' inheritance.
Yeah. Whoa.
So it's not a need to, it's a want to do it. And Macmillan is, a wonderful organisation. They support a lot of people. So, anything I can do to help them along the way, yeah.
I've been through a lot, and how long did it put you off going to the match?
I'm a massive United fan.
I know. Do you go to the games now?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah,
Every
of course
game?
I do,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. What have you thought in the last few months? There we go. It's been like me on television and that.
They're too nice. Get Roy Keane in, he'll sort them out. Can you imagine if Roy Keane was manager, he'd be like, going in at half-time, be afraid.
Hey, he could be listening to this,
very afraid.
We're going to play this on stage at the live show. Have you got a message for Roy?
Oh, yeah, calm down a bit, Roy. But we do, we do love you.
That doesn't work, I've been trying that for 25 years. It doesn't work. And Carragher?
No.
No. That's the best killer line of all time, that. No.
It's not for me.
Oh, the no's brilliant there.
You couldn't have brought a better person for me, could they? Because you were my favourite, which was kind of ironic in a way, because you weren't the most skillful, to be honest.
I've come here for a nice little day. I'm getting abused. I mean, Carragher got abused as well.
But no,
I wasn't the most skillful, you're right.
No, but
I was tenacious.
You were.
Great, you've been so open and funny as well, actually.
I was supposed to be funny.
Oh, it's helpful. It's nice to have a contrast, though, isn't it, between obviously sort of the stories that you've told us relating to obviously your sister, your mum, the sort of impact that it's had on you, and then have that energy that you've got. I should have probably signed it before I came in, but I haven't.
Oh, he's unprofessional.
Where
did you get him?
Could you help me, Barney? You just
Yeah,
pull it tight there, like that, really tight. To Clare, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
The COVID-19 pandemic has had a devastating impact on cancer care, and people living with cancer need Macmillan's support now more than ever. Macmillan is almost entirely funded by generous donations, and the funds raised will help the charity continue to do whatever it takes to provide the vital support so many rely upon. This afternoon I'm going to see Shelagh, and I'm going to take a very special guest along, Denis Law, and we're going to talk about the Alzheimer Society and the work that they do. Shelagh is also, and it's a big bonus, a massive Manchester United fan, which always helps, and I can see her over there with a scarf waving above her head. Great to meet you, okay? Nice to see you. Hi, are you okay? Hi, Beth. How are you? So, do you want us just to tell a little bit about your story and how, you know, Alzheimer's has affected you and when sort of your symptoms started?
Yeah, the first thing I realised was that I didn't know how to get to places. I'd get into the car and I'd be going to somewhere I'd gone to, you know, for 60 years, and I didn't remember the way.
Right.
And when I came to traffic lights, I couldn't remember what the lights meant. So I knew something was wrong.
I'm a doctor, so I was watching from a distance and seeing what was happening to Mum, and thought that she was busy and stressed. And then she rang one day and said, I've been to the memory clinic, and yes, I have.
So I got a very early diagnosis, which is very rare. And I would say to anyone who's worried about the way their mind is, go and get, just fight to have a diagnosis, to have a scan.
And when was this, if you don't mind me asking?
10 years ago. I was diagnosed 10 years ago. And it made such a difference having that early diagnosis, because although the medications don't make it better, they do help. But the losses come every day, and some of them you don't realise. I mean, one of the things I've realised is that I don't mean I've lost my sense of humour, but I don't get jokes anymore. I can look at a cartoon and think, well, what's that about? And I've always been quite quick and, I had a good sense of humour. But I can study a cartoon for ages and just not get it. And it's such a silly thing, but it really hurts not to be able to do that.
And you're a big Manchester United fan?
I'm a huge Manchester United fan. I used to come through the boys' door. I had an uncle and cousins who lived in Middleton, and they used to take me with them.
And what have you made of them recently?
It's sad.
You need to get that face, Nick. It's sad.
It's sad. It's very sad.
Right. Shelagh, I've got one of the greatest Manchester United players, if not the greatest Manchester United player of all time, here with me today. Shelagh Denis is an ambassador for Support United against dementia.
Shelagh, how are you, darling?
This is one of the great moments in my life.
No, to be fair, it's very
I'm not
nice.
going to be able to say anything because I'm so gobsmacked at actually being in the room with you.
I don't blame her, really.
No.
He's very quick-witted, you see. He's
Yeah,
got a sharp
I
sense
know.
of humour.
I wish.
When did you first realise, Denis, that you had it?
Well, being a Scottish, I had a good memory of people that owed me a few quid. So I never forgot that. But as time went on,
Although, Denis, at least you've never done what I've done. And I made Princess Alexandra laugh telling her this, because she said to me, how did you first know that you got dementia? And I said, when I put 3 pairs of knickers on one after the other.
oh, well, you're doing very well. I don't think I'll reach that stage.
You'll get there.
You think so?
I do. Do you know, Denis, the thing that's helped me most is being with other people who've got dementia.
Ah, right.
And if you can do that, believe me, you'll get so much out of doing that.
Right.
Because they know it better than anybody else does.
Yeah, of course. Because,
accommodation.
when you have something like this, you know, you go out, you don't want to tell people that, oh, sorry, but, you know, I've got this and that. No.
Denis, I think, you know, you need your time under the duvet. When I got diagnosed, I went under the duvet for quite a while before I could bear to tell anyone, or, you know, just to get used to it. And then gradually I came out. I mean, my grandchildren wouldn't let me stay under the duvet. They needed an active nanny. And, you know, they wanted me to be there, not a sad old woman who was crying. But the greatest help for me has been the Alzheimer Society. They've given me so much. They've given me information, they've given me support, and they've given me friendship. Because no matter how good a family you've got, and believe me, you couldn't have a better one than I've got, nothing is so good as the company of other people who've got Alzheimer's or who've got dementia, who know what it's like and can really sympathise. It's the greatest help you can have. The fact that I've got dementia is the least important thing about me. And, you know, what can you say? You know, think of all the things that are more important to you than dementia.
I will do.
Don't forget about the dementia.
Yeah.
Think of all the rest.
Isn't
What
that
an important
wonderful?
message. How positive's that?
That's positive, yeah. I'm happy I've met you.
We need you in the Manchester United dressing room, Sheila. Go and give him that message before the game. Oh, well done.
No,
Great to meet
it really
you.
is. It's, I'm so
Fantastic.
happy to meet you.
But, you know, I'm not just happy, I'm overawed.
That's brilliant. Many people think dementia is just about getting old. In fact, it's a medical condition that can affect younger people too. Denis, they've got on the front of the stadium, they've got thank you frontline heroes, and it's got pictures of the Manchester United players on one side, and it's got the NHS medical professionals, key workers on the other.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Okay, so Denis.
Okay. Shall I go very small? You're done, lovely. Yeah. No, you.
We'll get through it, both of us.
Yeah. Well, of course, I'm only just over a year and a bit.
You'll be okay. I know, the first year is dreadful till you get used to it.
Yeah.
And then you'll be all right. You're a fighter. You're a Manchester United player.
I know.
Of course you are.
We've fallen in love, haven't we?